Welcome back, everyone. Time for some week 2 action. But first, let me go over a recap of last week. Also, I wanted to summarize some of the changes in this league from this year to last year. Let's begin by just doing a quick recap. Our league has 3 divisions. We have the Champions Division, which has been appropriately named based on the people in that pool. We have Lucas, who is the defending FIFA World Cup pool champion. We have Jameson, who won the March Madness pool 2 years ago. We have Emilio in that division. Emilio is the defending March Madness champion. And we have Omar in that division. Omar is the defending Fantasy Football League champion. So lots of hardware, lots of trophies within that division. The next division is also appropriately named the Underachievers Division. This division has 4 guys who consistently underachieve, including myself. I haven't won any leagues or pools since the inaugural March Madness pool back in 2010. You have Kyle, who has won 0 pools, unless you count the free fantasy baseball league we did about 3 years ago. That's his only title. We have Jacob and Rogo, who also have no titles, but they've only been in a couple leagues themselves, so we'll let them slide. But Kyle and I need to pick it up. In the third division, and yes, we have 3 divisions. Unlike most other leagues or pools, our league is realistic. We have 3 divisions. So first we have the. Sorry for losing focus. I'm watching the Cowboys game as we speak. They are heavily underdogs against the Titans for some reason. Omar's team. So the third division is what I call the Teenage Mutant Ninja Jews division, TMNJ. If you're wondering what that means, that's actually the initials of all 4 guys in the pool. Interception Cowboys. So Trevor, Joe, Michelle, Nick, TM, and J. It's also appropriately named Teenage Mutant Ninja Jews because Trevor likes to say the word ninja. It was actually his team name last year. And then Jew is for Nick Quintana, who likes to harness the power of the Jew and Jew people and get lucky. And if you want to know more about that, you can ask him. I don't know too much about the power of the Jew. So those are the divisions. This year, 4 teams make the playoffs, just like last year. However, the people who make the playoffs will be essentially picked a little bit differently from last year. So there's 3 divisions. Each of the 3 division winners, regardless of record or points, and 3 division winners will go to the playoffs. And last year, the 4th team that made the playoffs was the team with the 4th best record. This year, the 4th team to make the playoffs will be the top point scorer from all the other teams that didn't win the division. So, for example, if you get Jewed over by the schedule and you go, I don't know, 6-6, but you were the best team out there, you just happen to have the second highest scoring point total every single week, you're still going to make the playoffs. We're not going to let anyone or too many people be a victim of the schedule this year. So that's what's going on this year. As far as the schedule goes, it's a 12-week season. Playoffs are first round of the playoffs is week 13-14, and the championship is week 15-16. There's nothing week 17. So the regular season is week 1 through 11. There is 12 people in this league, so you'll play every single team once from week 1 to week 11. And on week 12, the last week of the regular season, we'll have flex scheduling just like we did last year. So there's 2 people tied for a division lead. Instead of letting the ESPN schedulers decide who gets to play some bad team and who gets to play some good team and have an unfair advantage in the last week of the season, we're just going to flex schedule them, kind of like Sunday Night Football. They flex schedule their game to get the best game on there. We're going to do that as well. And we'll just have the 2 people fighting out for the division spot or playoff spot face each other and let them determine who makes the playoffs. As far as scoring goes, scoring will stay the same as last year. Sacks are still minus 1 point. Sorry, Emilio, we're not going to change that. Passing touchdown is 6 points, like usual. It's pretty standard from what I know. And a missed field goal is minus 1, like usual. Everything else stays relatively the same. As far as roster moves go, waivers are based on the reverse order of the standings. So whoever's in first place, you get the last waiver priority. Whoever's in last place, you get to go first. Okay, the trade deadline is currently set for December 4th. We can change that just depending on what you guys feel is appropriate. I just randomly picked that date. It seemed like a fair date. And as far as trade goes, there's a 2-day review period. Pretty standard. Michelle, you were asking why your trade had a 6-day review period. I looked into it. It's because you traded someone who was playing in the Thursday night game. and you made this trade Wednesday night. So there's no way you can process trades in between Thursday and Sunday when players have already played. So essentially, you can't begin to process a trade till Monday. So that's why it said your trade was really taking 6 days, even though it was really only taking 2 real days. Okay. Last year we did a lot of trades, and a lot of people asked me to expedite the trades so they wouldn't have to wait the 2 days. That gets kind of annoying, and it's not really fair because we need to allow everyone else to check out the trade and give them an opportunity to vote or to veto the trade. So this year you have to wait the 2 days for your trade to be upheld. If you want your trade to be expedited, you can pay a $5 rush fee to the league, and that's per team. So you would pay $5, and the person you're trading with would pay $5. If the other person is not in a hurry to get their player and you're in a hurry to get their player, feel free to pay their $5 for them. That's completely fine with me, as long as we get $5 per team involved. And of course, the extra money that is raised from this and all other league activities gets added to the prize pool. So we will have an updated prize pool at the end of the season. As far as what went down last week, I beat down Omar, the defending champion. Omar is also going to take home a $5 fine. The first ever fine in any of our leagues goes to Omar. We probably could have guessed that was going to happen. And he gets fined $5 for starting Cam Newton. Cam Newton, of course, did not play last week. So, Omar, you cannot start a player who has been ruled out before the game starts. So, you are fined $5. Another matchup, Kyle, in a matchup of former Cal Poly Hall hallmates. Kyle beats down Nick. Kyle more than doubled Nick's points. Nick only scored 45 points, the lowest in the league. Nick's nickname, by the way, is his team name is Let's Not Get Last Place, which is pretty appropriate. He got last place last year, and it looks like he's headed that way this year. So Kyle did beat down Nick last week. And Kyle, you're probably watching this video now. I'm not sure if you even knew you beat Nick last week, because I'm not sure if you watched football last week. You were probably too busy spending time with your girlfriend, since that's all you do. Kyle, by the way, guys, likes to choose hoes before bros, not the other way around, like the bro code states. Kyle also thinks Mars is the first planet closest to the sun. Yes, Mars. Another matchup, Joe barely beats Cripple Squad by 6 points. Jameson beat Rogo in a pretty good matchup. And Lucas, the league's top scorer, beats Michelle. Okay, Lucas, you're fined $5 for starting Wes Welker. By the way, all fines are appealable. So if you get fined and you don't think it's just, or you don't agree with it, whatever, you can appeal the fine and the league will vote on it. Lucas, by the way, I'm not sure if you even watched any of the games because he was concussed. But that didn't affect him because, again, like I said, he was the league's top scorer. Lucas has been in 2 of our pools so far. He finished 2nd place in March Madness, 1st place in the FIFA World Cup pool, and is now leading this league in points scored after week 1. So quite an amazing performance, to say the least. And in the closest matchup last week, Trevor beat Emilio. Emilio was actually the 5th highest scoring team last week, but has nothing to show for it because he still lost. As far as matchups this week, I'm playing Trevor. We're both 1-0. The winner of that will go to a commanding 2-0. I actually played Trevor last week in a different league, and I don't even know who won. It's been a whole week, and I still don't know because in Rogo's league, you have to log on to the stupid website called myfantasyleague.com. And it's not even like myfantasyleague.com. It's like my33.fantasyleague.com/scam/scores/update schedule. I don't even know how to get there, to be honest. And the one time I had logged on, it was the most difficult site to navigate ever. It was actually worse from Yahoo. Rogo used to use Yahoo, and I didn't think it was possible to go to a worse site, but he found a way. And I know that's off topic, but I just wanted to give him my 2 cents as far as that goes. Kyle plays Omar this week in a match of the 2 best teams from last year. Jake plays Nick in the matchup of the 2 worst teams so far this year, so the loser will go to 0-2. Joe plays Jameson in another matchup of undefeateds. The winner will go 2-0, of course. And then Robert and Michelle, 2 players who should be pretty decent at fantasy football based on the amount of time they spend on it, are both 2-1. Are both 0-1. So at least one of those guys will be 0-2. And then in an awesome matchup, we have Lucas the defending FIFA World Cup pool champion, against Emilio, the defending bracketology March Madness pool champion. So a couple of defending champs facing off against each other in that matchup. Alright guys, look forward to today's games. Feel free to make your own videos, post comments, talk smack, whatever. And we'll talk to you guys later.